Alrighty, boys and girls, well, as Bitcoin now is still going sideways within this range, and the amount of news that we get now going from bullish to bearish every day, it's really playing with our minds, right? And the main question remains, when is the bull market? When are the millions? When Lambo, sir? I want to finally drive the Lambo. I want to finally go on holidays, right? So this is what we're going to try to answer in today's video. We're also going to be looking at the market as a whole. So with no further ado, you know what to do. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, right? It's a tough game here doing YouTube videos in this range and within that 70k, 74k, 60k, 59k range. It's a real hassle. So here, guys, the first thing is with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is still consolidating above this previous 2021 highs, right? And that's the most important thing here, right? It kind of goes down, it kind of comes back up, but it's kind of holding. That's the most important. And this is the monthly chart, right? So the most important thing here is, like, if you keep watching Bitcoin every day and you're every day tuning in into the space and watching coins go up, coins go down, coins go up, coins go down, right? And you don't know what's happening here, and you don't know what you should be doing, or what should you be doing? Should you sell now? Should you buy now? What should you do, right? It's the most important thing, right? Because that's how actually millions can be made. And I'm going to show you right here, right, why we're headed towards the million making bull market. And just to touch on this very quick, right? So with Bitcoin ranging here, like the fact that we have this massive range going on here, like up, down, up, down, up, down, like each time at the highs, we have bullish news, right? You go here, bullish news. At the lows, you go back to Bitcoin news on Google, which means everybody's reading this, which means you should not be doing the same as everyone, right? What you see is Bitcoin trembles back under 58k. Bitcoin sell pressure may break 56k. Are you overestimating the impact of September's Fed rate cuts? Institutions not so interested in Bitcoin, right? So this is the, like, literally, right, how the markets play people, right? If you are a big whale or institutions or whatever, you want people to dump their bags so you can buy more. What do, right? You go and you start a press release campaign everywhere, right? You pay everybody that can be paid to make this kind of stuff, right? US Gulf sales, Bitcoin reserves on exchange high, 5-year low, right? You start to see a bunch of news. But this one, you see, that was a bullish news 4 days ago, right? Bitcoin reserves on exchanges hit 5-year low with 5.96 billion withdrawn in 30 days, which is actually something bullish we see here, right? Bitcoin balance on exchanges is going down, right? Which means people are buying and withdrawing. But what you see here today, or 7 hours, 16 hours, 1 day, 18 hours, every newspaper out there is bearish, right? And then again, we're gonna have again a little pushback up, and every newspaper would be bullish again, right? That's very important to note in the short term, right? In the short term, right? So this is something that people don't look at. I've been trading Bitcoin for a long time now, and I do trade Bitcoin for a living, and I don't only look at the charts, I look at these things right here and what people are saying, right? Because at the end of the day, we're trading against people, right? These are people, and you want to find out what most people think, and you want to do the exact opposite of what they are doing, right? The exact opposite. You see this with meme coins, you see this with everything, right? If everybody's buying the same coin at the highs, it usually does what? It goes down. If you look at Pepe, the Chinese Pepe recently, right? Everybody's $100 million market cap on Chinese Pepe. Everybody loves it. Now Chinese Pepe is down, right? Nobody likes it. And it keeps repeating. It plays in the market over and over. So what the majority thinks now? The majority, you see here, thinks we're going down and that's it. Everyone is bearish, maybe a recession, maybe all that stuff, right? And you look at this, right? So when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto, and when it comes to making actual life-changing money, what you should be looking at is the Bitcoin dominance. This is the only chart. If you're stuck in an island somewhere and you want to just come in and tune in into the space and start buying, and you need just one chart, is this one, right? A Bitcoin dominant, right? When this tells you when to buy and when to sell, right? You don't need to pay $1,000 for any indicators. You don't need anyone to tell you what to do. You just need this one here, right? It's simple. So this is Bitcoin dominance. For those that do not know, it shows you when Bitcoin is stronger than altcoins, and it's mainly a Bitcoin bull market. It's just Bitcoin that is going up. It's stronger than any other assets within the crypto space, which means altcoin stronger than any, right? When it goes up, when it goes down, it means altcoins are rushing, which means this is when you make your gains, right? This is when you see those big gains, right? You see 10, 20x's, 100x's, 200x's, 10,000x. And that's what we're here for, right? You're not here buying Bitcoin, at least not now, right? Until you're a 9 figures guy or 8 figures guy, then you're thinking about Bitcoin. But now most people just want altcoins. They actually want the big gain. So what we need to do, and that's the second chart, actually, you need two: Bitcoin dominance and others, or any other index that shows you all other altcoins besides Bitcoin. But others is perfect because it really relates to us, because it's all altcoins besides the top 10 altcoins, right? That's perfect. So when to buy, that's the most important. When to buy and then when to sell, right? So that's the only thing you need here. And this is the Bitcoin dominance. It's in orange, and others is in blue. So when Bitcoin dominance is going down, and this is 2017, when it starts rushing down like that, it creates the bull market or the altcoin season, where actually millions are made, right? When it starts crumbling down, you see that's the 2017 bull market. That's when people made life-changing money. All the people you see now on Twitter, the big accounts that flex on you right now, most of them made their money here, right? In 2017. And then here again, right? Guys that are now rich enough, they made it here. So 2017, you would look at this chart, and we're gonna put a bar here, or like just right at the top of the peak of top. And what you'll notice is when this crashed, and then like at some point when you see that parabolic rally on the altcoins, on others, you see, let's put that a bit higher here. It marks the bottom on Bitcoin dominance, and also Bitcoin dominance marks the top on altcoins. And this is when you should be selling. Now, when should you be buying, right? When you should be buying is when this thing starts to show weakness. So as soon as this drops, you should be buying, right? You should be buying here. Now, many people will watch this and it's like, I can just buy here and get out here, right? Like, because this thing usually lasts around 2 months, right? When you have a bull market, I can just buy when the last leg down, because that's actually the most rewarding part of the cycle, right? Like this 2 months. But the problem with that is that you cannot predict that. 2018, when it's just going sideways, it's not doing much, right? You should be buying. Or when it's going up, you can see this very well in 2020, 2021. So same story. Once it topped here, you see, top 2017 Bitcoin dominance down. That's when you sell, right? And by then you should be already in very, very monstrous gains, right? By that time, right? If you did everything right. But I'm going to show you what to do. Bitcoin dominance has been going up only for a long time. And this actually marked a ranging time, right? Or sometimes it's a bull market like 2019. It's like a short-term bull market like the one we had in 2023 or 2024, early 2024. It's like you have an altcoin season, like a micro mini altcoin season while the Bitcoin dominance is going up. But actually what you need to do, or our job, is to guess when the Bitcoin dominance is gonna top, right? And because that's the tough part, you want to be buying when this thing is going up, right? Bitcoin dominance is going up, or after a long time of it going up, that's when you want to be buying. Why? Because once it reverses, you see that once it reverses, but you wouldn't know when, and that's when it reversed. Look what happened, right? What happened is we had a bull market, a massive astronomical bull market. That is the 2020 2021 bull market that most people remember, right? It's suddenly Bitcoin dominance started going down, and then we had massive bull market. It did not happen while Bitcoin dominance was going up like today, right? Like today Bitcoin dominance is going up. I'm gonna get back to today, but what you see is you had time to sell. Once actually the Bitcoin dominance bottoms, that's when you start selling, right? You see this dump, and then it starts going sideways, right? This is actually when people start to be euphoric, gold rush, nobody wants to sell. If you tell people to sell, they tell you you're crazy, you're a noob, you don't know what you're talking about, or all that stuff. But you see this, it's like the same thing right now. If you tell people buy, they are thinking, oh my God, this guy doesn't know what he's saying, we're going to recession, look at all this news, CoinDesk is telling us to be careful, right? It's the same thing now, right? And when you tell people to sell when it's the right time to sell, they will come with their pitchforks and they will start to chase you down for telling them to sell. But what you notice here is very simple, very easy, very everybody can do that, right? Anyone can actually do that. But what you see is it dropped, and then you had a bull market. So just keep in mind, this actually lasted for a long time, this bull market, right? It lasted for 250 days, almost a year, right? Like 270 days, 250 days. After the breakdown breakdown of that Bitcoin dominance, instantly we had a bull market, right? But you can also argue that it started here, right? The top, when that Bitcoin dominance topped, that was the exact right time to be in the market, right? To be buying heavily for that massive run. It was at that exact moment, right? It was the right time. But you know, timing the market is very, very hard. It's luck. It's literally luck if you actually time the exact bottom. But what's not luck is preparing for it, which means you know this is gonna happen. You see the Bitcoin dominance going up, and now you see weakness on Bitcoin dominance, and then you start to think that, all right, so here we have weakness in the Bitcoin dominance. I'm gonna be slowly buying altcoins and stuff that I think is gonna be the biggest gainers or the biggest narrative of this cycle, which is meme coins, right? This cycle. So here, by the way, also we had the crash, right? You remember the lockdowns and stuff? We had that, and even with that fear and all that stuff, it was still the best time to buy, right? And then Bitcoin dominance stopped right after it. This was also because Bitcoin recovered from that bug crash, and then that was it. That was the top, and then you seen the actual bull market. And when was the time to sell, right? If you put that here, right? It topped, right? You see this top, Bitcoin dominance was still bleeding a bit, but it formed this range. You see that it formed a range here, and at that time you will look at it and you think, all right, so Bitcoin dominance is as bottomed as it could be. So this means the bull market is about to be over. It's about to reverse, right? And that was it, right? It kind of reversed. So we topped, but then the Bitcoin dominance bled down a bit more, which gave us this next like dead cat bounce on others, on like altcoins and stuff like that. You had another dead cat bounce. Like here we had Luna pumping, and we had different coins pumping here, but you see that we had still a little bit of bleed. But then if you know that this was a range, you would think, all right, that's around the top of everything. And also you would notice some other things, right? Some other things that happens, like Coinbase trending on most downloaded app, or Phantom Wallet. Recently, actually, that was the top, that literally marked the top here. We had, or at least the top on Solana, right? Solana meme coins, we had Phantom Wallet trend as the most downloaded app on the finance apps and stuff like that. And actually it marked the top on, like, or at least it was a very, very bad sign for Solana meme coins. You can watch my Solana meme coins video, meme coins on Solana. But just to get back to this, right? You see now here, we had this massive rush, and then Bitcoin dominance bottoms. That's when you start selling your altcoins. And by then you should be actually in massive profits. If you are now here watching today's video and you're hitting the market and you're actually DCAing or dollar cost averaging here right now today, right? Before this happened, right? So we might still see Bitcoin doing this down here, up here, down here, up here, down here, up here, right? Until it's just gonna break out. And that would time very well with the Bitcoin dominance reversing. So where is the Bitcoin dominance today here, guys, is most likely a resistance. So let me hide others quick, and you see this kind of resistance here on the Bitcoin dominance, which is around 58%, 60% on the Bitcoin dominance. And as soon as this gonna reverse, right? As soon as this reverses, this is when others and altcoin season is gonna start. So it means buying now is the best time to be buying altcoins. And once this comes back down here and makes a new low here, because most likely we're gonna see a new low, right? Then you'll start be thinking or start selling into this, right? Into this slowly, because this might range and keep ranging here again, right? And then we see maybe another leg down, which means another push up on altcoins. So it's gonna be very like, you don't want to exit 100% at that point, right? You don't want to exit 100% when that happens, but slowly get out, like 10% each week, or like 1% per day or something like that, until this makes this last leg down like we've seen here. And this would mark the actual top, right? The actual top. And if you manage to do that, that's it. You'll be set for millions, set to make millions with this altcoin season. Now here's the trick, right? So it's very simple when you look at it in the charts. It's just like, all right, so I'm looking at this and it looks very simple, right? It's when Bitcoin dominance tops, the right time to be buying. When Bitcoin dominance bottoms, I should start selling. It's very simple. But yet most people don't do that. And you'll be asking yourself why, right? Why that happens? Well, because once this will happen, right? Like once we're gonna see this massive euphoria, stuff like that, it lasts long enough to make you forget about that. You will not see this, right? You completely forget about it, because this will start being a very, very convincing rally, right? It's gonna be be a 300 year, almost a year, right? Like 200, 300 days, almost a year of everything is pumping and you getting richer and richer and richer day by day by day by day by day, right? And I think I read somewhere that human build habits after doing the same thing for over 21 days, some say 90 days, right? It's human biology, right? You build new habits every 21 days if you keep doing the same thing over and over every day, or 90 days. So it's long enough to change people's habits, right? From thinking of selling every pump to thinking of buying every pump, right? And people's habits change and they build up a different kind of muscle where they just want to buy and where selling does not occur to them at all. And that's why most people don't make it. It's not because people don't know about this chart or this chart is not accurate, but because people forget and people build different habits when that happens, right? But now you would be asking one thing for the actual expert here watching, right? You would be thinking, but we already had this pump here, right? What do you make up of that, right? What's that, right? Why did it pump? Why the Bitcoin dominance going up? Because actually, right, that's the first time we've seen that happen. Well, what actually happened is now we have a different story. So in 2017, we had a tiny little bump on the road, it looks like, right? It wasn't a very massive bull market, right? 2017, even though people made millions, right? But there were very few people at that time and also very few altcoins, and people trusted Bitcoin more than anything else. Like people would not buy any altcoin because they just believed in Bitcoin. Remind you, this was 2017. Bitcoin had been around just for some time and most people were doing very good buying Bitcoin. You could buy Bitcoin at $100, sell it at $3,000 and then wait for it to go down to 500 and sell it again to 3,000, right? And people just liked Bitcoin, right? They didn't care about altcoins. And once we had the actual altcoin season in 2017, that was different because they seen XRP doing numbers, ETH and stuff like that. Bitcoin Cash, people made a lot of money, 100x's from those, and then they changed their mind, right? They were like, oh, big gains are in altcoins, forget about Bitcoin. And what happened is in 2021, once we had the actual confirmation that Bitcoin is going up, broke to all-time high 20k, held above it, and then suddenly we had the actual people bullish and news and stuff like that. It's just ran up very quick, right? Very quick. And also we had the Feds printing money right after the bug and everything stimulating the economy. It started going very quick, right? But what people did, as soon as that happened or Bitcoin broke above 20k, everybody started buying altcoins very quick, instantly, right? Because now they know big gains are in altcoins. And a lot of people, most of the people actually joined the crypto space in 2021. So because that was it, like they seen 2017, they missed 2017. I actually wanted to join the crypto space in 2017, but I installed Coinbase and I couldn't kill KYC back then, and it was the reason. And it actually stopped me from buying the top. Thank you, Coinbase. But then I started, finally I got into, or I was able to find an exchange and I could get into cryptos back around 2019, 2018, right around here. So most people actually, when they saw the 2017 pump, they kind of were in the fences, and I was one of those. Like I wanted to actually get in, but the KYC was enough to turn me off, right? Afterwards, then I had enough time to start looking into KYCs and stuff and understood how exchanges work and stuff like that, and then I got in here, right? But then what most people did, they did not do that. They were like, all right, so it's over. It was a bubble actually, in fact, right? And in 2021, that's when actually everybody realized, right, this actually is gonna stay. This is actually is gonna stay. People are gonna stay here. People made a lot of money from this. That's it. I'm gonna stay around. And when they did that, they lost money, of course, right? But they stayed around, right? They stayed around here. And as soon as Bitcoin started breaking up, right? If you were here in the bear markets in 2022 bear market, as soon as we seen this was actually out of the blue, right? Because we had FTX collapse, we had Luna collapse and everything like that. But then this happened out of the blue, right? People started buying altcoins, right? Instantly, right? Here we had Pepe, right? Here we actually had a Shibarium season. Shiba Inu has a blockchain Shibarium, and we had a Shibarium season for people that were back here. Then we had a Pepe, and then it started, right? Because people now from 2021 don't care about Bitcoin, right? They don't want to buy Bitcoin or ETH or BNB or something like that. Actually, they bought Solana because it was cheaper. It was the one that collapsed the most and it pumped the most. And that's why we have this like kind of, even the Bitcoin dominance, even if Bitcoin dominance is going up, others are going up too, because people from 2021 are still bidding altcoins. They don't care. there, right? Because they understand Bitcoin, as soon as Bitcoin goes up, we have a bull market, that's it, altcoins are gonna pump. Why would we try to buy Bitcoin, right? Because opportunity cost is much better on altcoins. Altcoins are gonna do 100x, Bitcoin is gonna do what, 100%, right? Bitcoin going to 120k will actually just be a 2x from here, right? So people don't want that, they want altcoins. That's why we had this, and that's why we are gonna have even a bigger rush here above 2021 levels, because that's gonna confirm. And what's gonna confirm that is Bitcoin breaking above 80k, maybe 100k, right? That level where I do think 100k is gonna be that price where everybody's gonna confirm in their mind, all right, this is it. And especially the retail, like the people that have no idea, right, what's happening in the space, these people, they will see 100k Bitcoin on the news, they will come rushing into the space, and especially the ones that will come back from 2021, they will jump right into altcoins, right? And that will send this even way bigger, way higher, and Bitcoin dominance will start crashing down. So that's why we have this top here on that others, because simply people are growing up, are understanding, they're learning what the space is about, they're actually learning. The charts are not some random thing that's going around, it's actually people's behavior, and if you can understand it, you know what's gonna happen next, right? And if you can guess what people are doing, you can make money from it. And that's telling me here that people are more than ever ready to buy altcoins, and especially meme coins. And that's what people are up to now, right? And as soon as they will come back, they will buy, especially buy meme coins. And that cycle is going to be mainly led by meme coins. Most of the gains that you see here in this others is actually meme coins. Most of it, right? Pepe and BONK, with, right? All these guys, they actually were the main driving factor of this top, like others, right? And it's gonna be again the same thing. People are gonna rush into meme coin. So that's the thing here, guys, is that now we are in the buying zone, right? Once Bitcoin dominance reverses, it's gonna be a bit late to be buying, but you can still be buying, right? But the actual bottom here on Bitcoin dominance, that's when you should be selling. And that's gonna take some time, and once that's gonna happen, and when that selling time is gonna come, people are not gonna sell because of habit, right? Habits are gonna change, and also the time frame, right? I do think this is gonna start to reverse around end of year, or October, November. We're gonna start to see a little bit of a reversal. I do think it's gonna top a little bit in September, right? It's gonna start to top, and we're gonna start to see rallies and recoveries and stuff like that. But then once it's gonna real pull back like that, that's when we're gonna start to see the actual gains. But by then you'll be late, right? But not so late, and here you will be actually super late, and this would be possibly around May next year. But then we're gonna have another season, which is gonna be the summer season, because retail are gonna have more time, and they'll find out that they missed out on everything, and they will start buying everything, and that's what triggers the next season, which I do think again is gonna be led by meme coins, right? And meme coin frenzy, right? Because it's the second season is led by retail, and retail do not buy any utility, they buy meme coins. Just to wrap up the video, watch out for the Bitcoin dominance and others, right? Bitcoin dominance here is telling me that we should be accumulating, right? It's that simple. And down here, we should be selling. That's simple, very simple, right? And watch out for this stuff, right? Bitcoin news, right? What are they saying? Are they bullish or bearish? If they are bearish, this means CoinDesk here has, I don't know, like 100,000 people, millions of people. Like all of these guys here, Cointelegraph, all these guys here combined maybe have millions of people listening to them, right? Millions. You don't want to be among millions. You want to be doing the opposite of those millions, right? The millions now are thinking Bitcoin is gonna go down again. So we'll see how this is gonna pay out this week. But for Bitcoin here, it's still above that range. It's still holding, right? It might do another fake out, but I don't think so. This weekly close here was very bullish, and we are gonna close another bullish weekly here, or at least a weekly candle in the range or within the range, right? Which is kind of bullish, and we might see another push back up towards, why not, 65k, 67k, and then these headlines will change again, right? Bitcoin to 100k, and everybody's screaming millions of dollars again, and then we'll see another push down, right? And then again another push up until this actually breaks up, and it's gonna break out to the upside most likely because of the macroeconomy stuff, right? Feds is gonna start printing, and the economy is gonna start getting stimulated more and more. So that's why it's most likely gonna break out to the upside. That's about it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I will see you on the next one. We're gonna discuss more meme coins and what should we be buying right now. So till then, enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.